So I just purchased a new ASUS TUF gaming A15. Really not for gaming, for more editing. And I'm upgrading the RAM from 16 gigabytes of DDR5 to 32 gigabytes of DDR5 and adding a second hard drive, a 2 terabyte SSD. I haven't even turned this machine on yet. So right now I'm just pulling all the screws out of the back to pull the cover off to do the upgrades. I'm placing the screws in a location so when I put them back, I know where to go because some most likely might be longer than others, so trying to put them back in the same spot. This last screw here actually doesn't come out. What it does is you unscrew it, it creates a little crack and it gives you a starting point so you can start taking your back cover off. So just with some pry tools, I just keep on going along and slowly removing the back from the laptop. I did make a mistake, and you're going to see it coming up here very shortly. It was like, why isn't this coming off as easy as I thought it would? And then it hits me. How about that middle screw? After I pull that off, she comes off pretty easy. But just take your time as you pry it off so you don't break any tabs. So when you put it back together, she all snaps back into place. So the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the battery just to reduce the chances of any shock hazards occurring so I don't damage the computer. So you saw I just pushed that little silver tab back and it took me a second to figure it out. But what you do is you just lift up on the white battery connection and it'll pop right off. Second thing I'm going to do is just push on the power button to discharge any extra electrical current that could be running through the system. I don't know if this really works, but I've seen it done before. Okay, we're on to the good stuff. So what we do is there's two tabs, one on each side of the RAM chips, and you just push them out, and the RAM module will just pop up. So I'm going to grab my new RAM module. It only goes in one way. There's a little slot, so you line it up, push it in, and then push down, and it'll lock back into place. And then you do the same thing with the second one. Okay, now we're on to the SSD. So there's a little screw right there. You got to remove that before you put your SSD in. That's what's going to hold it into place. Now you take your SSD and on a slight angle, and it only goes in one way, just like the RAM, push it in, and then what you'll do is you push it down and you put the screw back in and tighten her up. All right, we're just going to put our battery connection back together, just in the reverse process. We'll put our cover back on and put the screws in, and we are done. Now, I haven't even turned this laptop on, but I can tell you that I did it. I'm not going to show you the whole process. And it recognized the updated RAM, and then I had to go into computer management and disk management and initialize the new hard drive. So there is software steps that you have to take for the computer to recognize the hard drive, and there's a ton of videos online that you can look at to do that. All right, that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.